What if one day, you woke up to a world where civilization as we know it has crumbled? Imagine, the comforts and conveniences of modern life vanished overnight. The bustling cities, the technological marvels, the social structures, all reduced to mere echoes of the past. This isn't a scene from a blockbuster movie or a dystopian novel. This is a hypothetical yet possible reality we're exploring today. A reality where the rules have changed, and survival isn't guaranteed. How would you react when faced with the starkness of a post-apocalyptic world? Would you cower in fear, paralyzed by the enormity of the situation? Or would you rise to the challenge, harnessing the primal instincts that lie dormant within you? In this world, the currency isn't gold or paper money, but resilience, adaptability, and resourcefulness. It's a world that demands the very best of your survival instincts. Would you be prepared to survive? Scene script. Picture this. A peaceful morning suddenly turns into chaos as an unforeseen disaster strikes. As the sun rises, the world awakens to a day that seems like any other. But in a split second, everything changes. The air is filled with a deafening roar, the ground shakes and the sky darkens. Panic ensues as people scramble to comprehend the inexplicable. This isn't a scene from a dystopian movie. This is the reality of an unforeseen apocalypse. Imagine the confusion, the terror. The world you once knew, filled with bustling cities and thriving communities, now lies in ruins. The familiar rhythm of daily life grinds to a halt. The hum of traffic, the chatter of people, the laughter of children, all replaced by an eerie silence punctuated by distant cries of despair. Survival is no longer about thriving, it's about staying alive. The immediate struggle is intense. It's a battle against the elements, against hunger, against fear. People are forced to face the harsh truth. Our modern conveniences, once taken for granted, are now luxuries of a bygone era. Every breath is a victory, every day a testament to the indomitable human spirit. But it's not just the physical challenges that test us, it's the mental and emotional toll that truly shapes this new world. There's a drastic shift in reality, a shift that forces us to question everything we thought we knew about life, about humanity, about ourselves. In this world, the only certainty is uncertainty. The rules have changed. The game is survival. And in this game, there are no second chances, no do-overs. You either adapt or you perish. The apocalypse is not just a catastrophic event, it's a mirror held up to humanity. It reflects our strengths, our weaknesses, our capacity for hope, and our potential for despair. It strips away the facade of normality and forces us to confront the raw, unfiltered truth of our existence. In the blink of an eye, life as you know it has vanished. But amidst the rubble and ruin, the human spirit stands resilient, ready to face the challenges of a new world. Survival now becomes your only goal, your only hope. In a world where the familiar has been replaced by the unknown, where every day feels like a struggle, your survival skills become your best ally. Imagine waking up in a world that is both familiar and strange. The buildings, the landmarks, the roads, they all seem the same, but there's a stark difference. Everything is eerily quiet, deserted, and you are suddenly thrust into survival mode. The need to find food and water, the most basic of human needs, becomes a daunting task. Supermarkets? They are now a distant memory, a relic of a world that once was. So you must scavenge, hunt, gather. The once mundane task of cooking a meal now becomes a life-sustaining mission. The ability to identify edible plants and animals, to set traps, to fish, these skills become your lifeline. Water, the elixir of life, is no longer a privilege but a precious commodity. You must learn to find sources of clean water, to collect rainwater, to purify contaminated water. It's not just about quenching your thirst, but about staving off disease and illness. And then there's the question of shelter. The elements are not your friends in this new world. The heat of the sun, the chill of the night, the fury of the storms, they can all be fatal. You need to find or build a shelter that can protect you from these elements, a safe haven in a world that feels anything but safe. But survival is not just about meeting your basic needs. It's also about avoiding danger, be it from wild animals, natural disasters, or even other survivors. It's about making tough decisions, about taking calculated risks, about knowing when to fight and when to hide. Every day is a battle, and every decision can mean life or death. The fight for survival is not just about living, but about holding on to that spark of humanity, that hope, that will to survive. Because in the end, survival is not just about the body, but also about the spirit. But what if you had the knowledge and skills to survive? The difference between the living and the lost in a post-apocalyptic world can often boil down to one simple factor: preparedness. It's not just about having a stash of canned goods or a fortified bunker. True preparedness entails a robust understanding of survival skills and the mental readiness to use them. Imagine finding yourself in a barren landscape where the amenities we take for granted are no longer accessible. The ability to create fire, to purify water, to find or construct shelter, and to administer basic first aid are not just handy skills to have. They become the lifeline that keeps you tethered to existence. Preparedness is also about knowing how to navigate the unfamiliar terrain of a world turned upside down. Can you read a compass or navigate by the stars? Do you know how to signal for help or evade potential threats? These skills, often overlooked in our comfortable modern lives, become paramount in a survival scenario. And let's not forget about the psychological aspect of preparedness. Mental fortitude is perhaps the most vital survival tool one can possess. The ability to stay calm, make rational decisions, and maintain hope in the face of despair can often be the decisive factor in a survival situation. But preparedness doesn't just happen overnight. It's a continuous process of learning, practicing, and refining your skills. It's about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and challenging your limits. It's about embracing the mindset of a survivor, one who doesn't just react to situations but anticipates and prepares for them. Because the truth is, when the world as we know it ends, it's not the strongest or the fastest who will survive. It's those who are best prepared. Those who have taken the time to equip themselves with the knowledge and skills to adapt to whatever challenges they may face. Being prepared can be the difference between survival and succumbing to the harsh reality of a post-apocalyptic world. We never know when disaster may strike. It's an unpredictable facet of life, often catching us off guard, leaving us scrambling for safety. In the face of such uncertainty, survival skills and preparedness become our most valuable assets. They are the lifelines that keep us afloat when the world around us is sinking. It's not about being the strongest or the fastest. It's about being smart, being resourceful, and above all, being prepared. The tools, the training, the mindset, these are the real game changers. They make the difference between being a victim and being a survivor. Remember, in the grand scheme of things, it's not about outrunning the apocalypse. It's about outliving it. It's about making it to the aftermath and being able to pick up the pieces, rebuild, and move forward. The question isn't if you can survive, but rather, are you prepared to?